Hi, I'm Orla, and I'm going to be talking about everything that I'm going to be doing this month. So, like hobbies, and learning languages, and writing, and everything like that, basically. Also, I've been trying to keep a schedule, but I did not post last week. I'm sorry, guys. It was Halloween. I was dressed up as a Lorax. I might put a picture in right now. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm back, and don't worry, I'm gonna keep the schedule going. I'm saying this, I missed like one video, but yeah, trust. So, as a lot of you will know, I have been learning Polish, and it's been pretty good. I had some in-person Polish lessons, but there wasn't an option for the intermediate level, which is what I should be at. So I got this book. Oh, if I can get her up. Last time I did this, I didn't, somehow I couldn't say it right. I think I said Dummies for Polish instead of Polish for Dummies. But yeah, the Polish for Dummies book has been quite good. Don't know if you can see, I've not really gone that far through it, to be honest. But yeah, I was slacking a bit on Polish after my in-person lessons ended. I was like, oh yeah, I'll start going through it. And yeah, I didn't really do much Polish, unfortunately. Most I did was watch the Polish TikToks that came up on my For You page. I was really not learning, and even at that, it was like Polish brain rot kind of thing. It wasn't like anything educational, but I have flashcards that I've been making. It's gonna be hard to flip through with my little microphone, but I don't know if you can. Oh, it'll be inverted, won't it? But I've started to write flashcards with the words that I struggle to pronounce, and then I'm going to go over the pronunciation, and yeah, just go over the flashcards every so often. So I've not started that yet because I'm planning to basically write, like this whole month, just write all the flashcards, and then, or just a few weeks, I'm not too sure if it'll be a month or a few weeks, and then make sure that I have enough to kind of go through, because at the moment I only have like 4 or 5. So yeah, hopefully that will help me with my Polish. To be fair, I'm quite good at learning languages on my own. I think it's just I've been quite busy in the past few months, and as much as learning languages is very important, I think when I'm really busy, I kind of put it on the back burner, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and learn more Polish this month. So I think I will be fairly committed this month, to be fair. But we will just have to wait and see. So this is actually my journal. It's from the Royal Horticultural Society, and it just got like blank pages on it, but I use it to journal. I love journaling. That is something I want to do more this month. I did journal a lot in October as well, but like I said, when I get busy, sometimes I forget to. But I think it's very important to write about your emotions and things. It really helps me get some angst out, I guess. But that's not what I was going to talk about. I also write notes and like things that I'm planning on writing about. So with writing, I've got my 2 novels that I've been working on. But I've also been working on sort of plays or other kinds of work. So there's these 2 projects. They'll be quite small projects that I'm thinking of working on, and I was planning that out in that journal. History based again. It's 2 projects related to women's history. I've really realised that that's kind of like what I enjoy writing about, and kind of something I want to write more about, especially for publishing. So one of the projects is going to be inspired by women in the Soviet Union during World War II, and how they contributed to the war efforts and things. It's not really talked about, at least from what I've read. it's quite a unknown thing for some reason, and I think it would just be really interesting because, you know, women's experience in war is very different, and also, obviously, I had been reading a lot of interviews and stories, which were really inspiring because there's a lot of things to do with war that is not necessarily thought about when it comes to women. War is terrible for everybody, of course. So obviously a lot of these women talk about the PTSD they had and depression, but the other thing was after the war, the men got more support with the Soviet Union than the women did. So they didn't necessarily have the same empathy. Like a lot of the public didn't really have the same empathy towards the female soldiers. And then a lot of these women were expected to go off and get married straight after the war, or raise children when they were still battling with what had just happened to them. And obviously a lot of them had assumed they were going to die in the front. There was quite a lot to adjust to. And yeah, obviously there's a lot of misogyny and things like that. So obviously I'm very interested in military history and war. So I think it'll be interesting to see what I could do with that sort of thing. The other project that I'm thinking about working on is about Polish forced labourers in Nazi Germany, which I genuinely don't know that much about. I'm going to be real with you, I really don't know much about it. There's a book that I got recommended that I'm going to buy and read, and I'm also going to do some research into it. But no, that's really inspired me to learn more about, because I don't know much about it. And yeah, obviously I'm very interested in World War II, and I'm very interested in women's history, so they both kind of got a correlating theme. But I'm at very early stages with both projects, so we will see what happens. Although I'm still focused on my 2 novels as well. I have also been working on editing my play. It's basically finished, to be honest. But like, I could publish it, but I want more perspectives, and if I ever want to have it performed in future, I just want to make sure that it is good. I probably could publish it just now, but I feel like I've just not had enough feedback from a lot of people. I've only had feedback from my sister and I think one other person, so I think it would be good to just hear more about it, especially because that's the first play I've ever written. I usually write novels or short stories, so I just want to make sure that it is good. And yeah, once that one's done, I hope to publish it. That's about all of it on the writing front, although I am planning on making a video going into what I'm writing currently and what my writing plans are, because I feel like I do make those videos a lot, but I feel like in the space of like 6 months, it changes so much, you know, so I think that would be good to do. I also write on Substack every month, so I am going to be planning what I'm writing for the next coming months. Usually I do it in like batches. I do like 2 or 3 pieces that I want to publish, and then I have them scheduled. So not sure what my next one's going to be, but this month I'm going to plan it and I'm going to write them all out. I'm really enjoying my time on Substack. It's just so much fun to have a place where I'm able to read other people's work and write things, especially because I write such long pieces that I can't always share. You know, like writing a novel is quite a slow process, but I'm able to write about my research for my novel, which helps me write my novel and also is very interesting to share to other people. So yeah, the last thing I wrote was about ants. So usually I write about history and plants or like horticulture. But my last post was about ants. Because I was like, well, it's kind of related to plants and things, but I also just love ants. I love talking about ants. So that one was a bit of like a random post. But I'm mainly writing about plants and history. Okay, so my storage died. So I'm literally just here to say that that's the end of the video and I'll see you in the next one. It died like just when I was about to finish filming. So see you in the next one.